And to set the record straight, Tupac, this interview is not about your trial, your court appeals. It is about Tupac, the inner man, then and now. Since your period of incarceration at Clinton Correctional Facility, have you taken the time to reflect on your previous lifestyle, or specifically your gangster thug image?
I don't see it as me having this gangster thug image. Thug life would be more accurate, but it's not an image, it's just a way of life, it's a mentality. Yes, I have taken the time to reflect on it. In my reflection, I don't see it as being wrong, I just see it as being a stage that we all go through. You know, it's just like that. For little white kids and rich kids, they get to go to the military academy or ROTC, or they get to take all of this energy and put it into the armed forces. And for a young black male, a young Puerto Rican or Hispanic person, we got to put this in the streets. That's where our energies go. That's the only place we have to put it. So that's where we end up putting it. So that's what I did. I don't feel like what I did was so evil. I just feel like the way I was living and my mentality was a part of my progression to be a man.
Surviving several gunshot wounds is a wake-up call and a miracle in itself.
No doubt.
What were your thoughts as you lie in the hospital recuperating from the gunshots?
They shot me, straight up. I just kept thinking, they really did shoot me. I really did believe at one point, up until I got shot, that no black person would ever shoot me. I was their representative. I believed that, you know, I didn't have to fear my own community. You know, I was like, I represent them. I'm their ambassador to the world. They would never harm me. They would never rob me. They would never do me wrong. But as proven by this false rape charge, as proven by the gunshots, as proven by a lot of the comments you read in the news and in the media, that's not true. You know, I'm just one man. So I just thought about how it would change. What would I do? How can I make them sorry that they ever did this to me? You know what I mean? How can I come back like 50 times stronger and better?
How do you spend your time in prison?
Well, the first 8 months, I spent in solitude, 23 hours a day locked down, reading, writing. I wrote a script called Live to Tell.
Which is about?
It's like a semi-autobiography on my life. Mm-hmm. Half me, half fiction. It's real good. It's my first attempt at really writing a screenplay. I used to always add things to like poetic justice. I added my own words to poetic justice. I wrote whole scenes in Above the Rim. Mm-hmm. In Juice, I use a lot of my own words. This was the first time that I actually sat down and write a whole script with characters, real live, breathing characters. And so Live to Tell, I did that, worked out, do a little push-ups, calisthenics, read. I read a lot of good books. I read a lot of Maya Angelou's books, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, listen to music, you know, different types of music, calm my soul. Dionne Farris, she really got me through a lot of this time.
Mm-hmm. Does the prison experience provide a source of new material or inspire your creative sources for a new album?
Everybody thought it would, you know? Everybody's like, oh man, he's in jail now. I know he's gonna come out, he's gonna have a bomb album, but it's the opposite. Prison kills your spirit, straight up. It kills your spirit. There is no creativity, there's none of that. You know, I see a lot of it in other prisoners. Mm-hmm. They got artists in here, they got poets in here, you know, but as far as me, it just killed my spirit. I couldn't write. I only recently started writing, and besides the script, the script was just like flashing back to my old life, so it didn't really take too much for me to be inspired by. But in terms of writing music and lyrics, I didn't have that, I couldn't do it. Now, I just, you know, finished a couple of tracks, so that's good, but it doesn't really inspire creativity.
Is your music a reflection of your true thoughts, life experience, anger, or vision? The music that you recently, especially your Me Against the World album.
Me Against the World was all out of my heart, you know, like as close to telling the truth and selling records as I could possibly get. And most of my music is like that. If you look back over past albums, I just try to speak about things that affect me and about things that affect our community. Mm-hmm. And I try to do it from a viewpoint of the watcher. Sometimes I'm the watcher and sometimes I'm the participant. and sometimes it's just allegories or fables that have a moral or have a theme, underlying theme in it to do it. You know, like my inspiration for writing music is like Don McLean when he did American Pie, and he did Vincent, like Shakespeare when he does his things, like deep stories, you know, like raw human needs. Lorraine Hansberry with Raisin in the Sun. I want to do that to my music. That's how I like to do it. Marvin Gaye, you know?
Can we talk about some of your lyrics
Sure.
that you feel reflect the harsh realities of a young black man living in America, but at the same time, in one sense, it offers them hope and respect?
No question.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how Dolores Tucker and Bob Dole and all these other dudes, how they can say like we got gangster music. I never even classify my music as gangster music. And if you really, I know they haven't listened to my tape. I know somebody geesed them up to go attack Tupac. And now what it does is they attacked a few famous rappers, and now them themselves are famous. Bob Dole want to get elected, which he won't be. Dolores Tucker just want to get a name, which she won't find, because it'll fade. I don't see how she can say she's helping the black community and strike back at us. We are the black community, you know, we are a part of the black community. But as far as the lyrics, you can look at lyrics in my album, any album, and I'll pick out lyrics and I'll shut them up on all their points. You can look at my recent album, Me Against the World, the title song, Me Against the World, where it has lines that says like, can you picture my prophecy? Stress in the city, the cops on top of me. The projects is full of bullets, though bodies is dropping. They ain't no stopping me. Constantly moving while making millions. Witnessing killings, leaving dead bodies in abandoned buildings. Can't reach the children cause they illin'. Addicted to killing and the appeal of the cat pilling. Without feeling, but will they last so be blasted? Hard-headed bastard. Maybe he'll listen in this casket. Now how does that glorify thug life or gangsterism? I don't see how that does it. I don't understand how that could be, how you can say, you know, we're the cause of all this violence.
Is it true that you were born in prison?
Not born in prison. My mother was pregnant with me while she was in prison. And a month after she got out of prison, she gave birth to me. So I was cultivated in prison. My embryo was in prison.
It's obvious in your music that you have a strong reverence for your mother. Tell us about that relationship.
It's, you know, that's my homie. My mom's is my homie. We went through our stages, you know, where first we was mother and son, then we was, you know, when we was born, it was mother and son. Then it was like drill sergeant and cadet, you know. Then it was like dictator, little country. Then after I moved out and I was on my own, came back and was like some prodigal son type of thing. Where now, you know, she respects me as a man, I respect her as a mother for all the things, all the sacrifices she made. So she's really my friend. You know, it's like, it's not just me. I think all young black males and all Hispanic males, really all males period, but especially from that ghetto lifestyle, we have a deep love for our mothers because they usually raise us by themselves. You know, so you always feel closer to your mom. Even back in the day, they had, I always love my mama. It's been going on for years.
All right. Do you feel for those mothers who lost their children and babies to senseless gang and youth violence, do you have a message of consolation for those mothers?
Yeah, I do. Like with Yummy, when he passed on, you know, I know that hurt his family. I know it hurt the family of the female he supposedly have, you know, shot. Just recently, this lady wrote me named Clovis Benjamin from San Francisco. And she's a male woman, and she was writing me, telling me about her son, her nephew had just been killed. And the day before he died, he was like, I'm going to get Tupac's new tape. So she wrote me to tell me, you know, they played Dear Mama at the funeral, and boom, boom. And that touched me, you know, and I was like, what can I do? Is there anything I can do? Let's do some concerts, let's do some organizing. I was like, if she's strong enough to keep going and make a difference, then I can be strong enough to make a difference. And that kind of focuses me back on what I should be doing and not let me like veer off back into the lifestyle I was living, because it's real easy to do that. But I definitely feel for the mothers. I think that what we need to do as a community is start taking control back of our communities. You know, I understand there's always going to be drug dealing. I understand there's always going to be violence, but we just need to regulate it so that we can at least have like a peaceful zone where we can all be cool, you know, or else we're going to all die. We're going to all be destroyed, because soon the government is going to make the young black male and the young Hispanic male the prime target of their all their resources and all their jail sentences and all their powerful weapons and technology will be the enemy. So unless we stop it now, regulate it, we're going to end up crashing against a wall.
Has your record company, Interscope, been supportive of you since you're in prison?
No doubt, very supportive. They let me pick my songs, pick the singles. I got another album that I had completed before I went to jail. Mm-hmm. They keep that hot, keep it, you know, mixing it, getting it ready for release. I'll be releasing another album probably December of this year. They've been real supportive. I even had one of them come up, you know, one of like the top people at the record company come up and see me. They send their love, their support, whatever I need, money, whatever. So they stayed down. That's why I'll stay down.
Okay. Why do you think your album is doing so well and continue to do well even though you're in prison, when others who are out here promoting their product, and this is not to cast shadow on any other rapper, but it appears that you've become more popular in your music since your imprisonment.
I don't think really the album did as good as it could have been doing, because I ain't getting no awards. MTV ain't giving me no awards, getting no Grammys, you know what I mean? I think I dig real deep with this album. Mm-hmm. But as far as the success that we do have, I owe it all to my fans, I owe it all to the people who supported me. I think the reason being is that in every album, if you go backwards, people are just getting turned on to me. If you go backwards and you listen to the other albums I've put out, it was a prophecy. This album, Me Against the World, was made before I went to jail and before I got shot. And all I'm talking about is going to jail and getting shot. So it was a prophecy. So when the album comes out, then you hear about what's really going on in my real life. I mean, I don't have to say I'm keeping it real. You can listen to the music and go, whoa. You know what I mean? He said that. If I die tonight, he said that. In Outlaw, where I said some dudes in a mask coming to shoot me, I said it, you know what I mean? And it ain't easy. I'm talking about being in jail. You know what I mean? And the judge not letting me out on bail. I mean, I said all of these things, and then it happened.
How many records have you sold to date? Me Against
Over
the World.
2 million. Over 2 million. We're going for 3 million now. Hopefully 3 million we can make with the support of our fans. I also feel like it's not glorification. No matter what these people say about me, my music does not glorify any image. My music is spiritual if you listen to it. It's all about emotion. It's all about life. And where other rappers, not to diss nobody, but where other rappers might, you know, paint a perfect picture of themselves or, you know, whatever, I tell my innermost, darkest secrets. I reveal myself in every one of my records, from Dear Mama to Shed So Many Tears. I tell my own personal problems, you know, and people can relate to that, I believe. And that's what makes it sell the few copies we do sell.
You realize that you have a lot of fans out here, regardless of what has happened. And even though you haven't won any awards, you have in the hood many fans, and you have many fans across the board, so to speak. Now, from what I've gathered, there's a public adoration, not only for your music, but for you as a person, which I found to be very interesting, set apart from other rappers that I comment on and inquire about. Now, and they're all eager, your fans are eager to hear from you in prison. They want to know how you're doing. Just like you receive letters from all over the country, from kids, from their parents, and so forth. What kind of message would you share with young people? I know you've commented on gangster rap, and I understand it. I understand where you're coming from with it. But what are your comments on that subject for young people, for your fans, for 11 or 12 or 13-year-old that listens to your music?
First, I'm gonna say, I don't feel all the adoration or whatever that comes from the fans. I feel like a lot of people put different standards on judging me than they will put on the next man. You know, one rapper can say, "I'll kill you, I'll cut your heart out, I put this gun to your pregnant belly," and blah, 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 and he get all love. All I'll say is, you know, we don't need to be letting these BITCHs run our life. And I'm hating females, you know what I mean? And this other person could be the man. So I don't feel it. I think I've been attacked more than I deserve, but that's all good to me. Because I always been a fighter, always been a soldier, always been a struggler. Can't nothing stop me but death itself. You know what I mean? So as far as what I have to say to other people, I don't really want to come off like I got the answer, I'm finna teach y'all. It's not like that, I don't got the answers. But just from where I'm sitting at, I can see the only reason I ever came out and said, when I said I was living the thug life, believe me, it was all real. You know, and as sure as thug life is tattooed across my stomach, it will always be a part of me. But thug life is like the 12th grade. Some people graduate from high school and don't seek to do anything else. So they continually live the thug life. Some people want to go to college and want to go, hold on, let me pick up Yummy.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Rolling.
Some people go to college.
Yeah, like high school is thug life. You know, you graduate from 12th grade and you can live your whole life with a high school diploma, but you're always gonna be missing something. That's where I felt like I was. Thug life was always gonna be real to me, and it still is real to me, because as long as the factors that make thug life are there, thug life will be there. But I also felt like I wanted to go to college, not college in a school or university, but college in life. I wanted to move up. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to expand. I wanted to grow. And that's what this was all about, by saying, you know, no more of that. I want some more of this. I want y'all to see this. You didn't like that? Well, you definitely ain't gonna like this. So what I would tell, you know, anybody who would listen to me is that, you know, you gotta start peeping game. Peeping the game. The game is the game of life. You gotta start peeping how they doing it. And if you see it, you can see the little signs that says that the guns are turning away from, you know, Europe and Russia and Iran and Iraq, and they're turning to us. Because look how they're doing our music. You know, you've never seen in no time in history where they've put so much attention on some music. You know what I mean? And made it like we are the cause of all these problems. You can look at it with the 3 strikes law. You can look at it where they're building more jails. They're starting to sell jail space.
Yeah.
You know, jail is big business. Believe me, I'm in jail, I see the big business. They charge you for your telephone calls, they charge you for disciplinary problems. Jail is big business. You know, you can feed a whole town off one jail. This jail is in the middle of a town that feeds everybody. Everybody works here, this is the main income. So if there was no criminals, nobody would work. You know what I mean? So if we don't start peeping that, we're in trouble. Also, I know when I was young, the way they describe jail is like, you know, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't wait to get to jail. Straight up. I mean, I was scared and everything. But
What,
I couldn't
3
wait
huts
to
in the
get
cot?
there.
Or
No
just
question. It was just that's where you get the game. That's where you got more soldiers at that build you. But now that I'm here, this is not the spot. I know everybody go to jail, come out and say, this ain't the spot. This is not the spot. You got somebody that tells you when you can get up, when you can shower, when you can do this, when you can do that. You know, they can speak to you any way they want to, and you gotta accept it. You can die here, you know what I mean? Just yesterday, a dude was murdered. He wasn't in here on no murder beef. This dude was in here on a drug beef. You know, he's gone, he's dead in jail. You know what I mean? By another prisoner who had life. He had nothing to lose, you know what I mean? So when you start looking at it like that, you'll start seeing that it just don't weigh out to be in our favor. So we need to start figuring out another way. Now, if we do want to live the thug life and the gangster life and all of that, okay. So stop being cowards and let's have a revolution. But we don't want to do that. Dudes just want to live a character. They want to be cartoons. But if they really wanted to do something, they was that tough. All right, let's start our own country. Let's start a revolution. Let's get out of here. Let's do something. But they don't want to do that. They want to pimp our communities and portray this image that they know we all can't survive and make it. And that's what I saw. Even though I was surviving in the thug life, everybody that was trying to be like me was going to jail. And then finally I went to jail. Even though I wasn't getting shot up, they was all getting shot up. Then I got shot up. And I started seeing, damn, you know, it is my fault. It's not my fault where I made it happen, but it's my fault because I'm smarter than that.
Yeah.
Now, if I was dumb and I was ignorant is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Now, if I was dumb, it'd be cool. It wouldn't be my fault. But it's my fault because I'm smarter than that. I do have another way I can say this. It doesn't mean that I don't feel that way no more. It just means that let me be as smart as them or smarter.
All right, knowing what you know, what do you think about youth in gang violence in America, especially in the black communities and Hispanic communities? Youth and gang violence.
I think I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it. I think gangs can be positive. It just has to be organized and it has to steer away from being self-destructive to being self-productive. I think this country was built on gangs. You know, I think this country still is run on gangs. Republicans, Democrats, the police department, the FBI, the CIA, those are gangs. You know what I mean? The correctional officers. I had a correctional officer tell me straight up, we the biggest gang in New York State. Straight up, you know what I mean? So this whole country is built on gangs. We just have to not be so self-destructive about it. Organize, you know.
But the violence.
The violence, but it's violence in America. What did the USA just do flying to Bosnia? We ain't got no business over there. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. How can they tell us not to have gang? You know what gang violence is? Mostly, and the people don't want you to hear this, somebody shoots your family member. So of course you retaliate. You know what I mean? Same thing the US does, except nobody even shot their family members. You know, they see somebody bomb a school and all these people get killed, so the United States feel like, ooh, that's messed up, we gotta go show them who's the real killers. That's the same mentality these gangsters get. You know what I mean? So until they stop that mentality, we won't stop. Or they won't stop. Because they watch this country to see what they do. America is the biggest gang in the world. You know what I mean? Look at how they didn't agree with Cuba, so what was to cut them off? That's what we do in the street. We block things off. I want to say stop the violence. I want to say the violence ain't good. And they know
Why
it's
can't
not
you
good.
say that then?
Because that's not realistic. I know it's not good. If anybody speak up against violence, it'll be the brother that got shot 5 times. I got shot twice in my hair, all up in. Trust me, violence ain't cool. And they know violence ain't cool. Ain't nobody out there with a gun saying it's cool to be shooting people. It's just, you know, it's certain situations where there is no way out. But there are situations where we can find a way out. But until we find that way out, we can't say not to live this lifestyle. Now, too, we as black men, Puerto Ricans, whatever, so we stand up and start taking control of our communities, we can't get mad at anybody who stands up to do anything. You know what I mean? So I believe that it's the community that needs to do something about it. I do believe that there's a piece of liability on the drug dealers and the gangsters and the gangs and all of that, but these are not scholars. You know what I mean? We pay taxes. We pay taxes. This government is not doing anything to stop it. When the people in LA, after the rebellion, when we stopped and there was a truce, nothing happened. Did we get any jobs? No. Did we get any relief? No. But every time there's a flood, an earthquake, or a thunderstorm, America will give mad millions to somebody because their house broke down. They don't care if we stop the violence or not. They don't care about gang violence. You know what I mean? Every time that Bosnia gets shot up, any place gets shot up, they send them a whole bunch of millions in food and packages from Somalia, everywhere. Everybody getting food but us. So we don't want the gang violence to stop. So they can't ask me to tell them to stop the violence, because I can't tell nobody who's hungry what to do unless I'm ready to feed them. Then I'll tell them what to do.
How can gangs be positive in the community?
Regulate our community. If you got somebody dealing drugs in the community, make them pay for the community center. Make them have hours that they can work on that block. You know what I mean? And if they don't want to listen, then you turn against them. Be security in your own neighborhood. You know what I mean? If we so strong as gangs and as hustlers and as G's and as thugs or whatever, it should be no rapes, there should be no violence, there should be no gunshots in our community unless we the ones sparking it, unless we doing that to somebody that's trying to infiltrate or break down our community. You know what I mean? All this money that we make in the streets, we should bring it back and turn it back into the community. We need to have block parties again. We need to have leagues, you know, summer leagues and football teams and basketball teams. We need to start taking care of our own. That's how it can be positive. It can be positive when we start, you know, sending these young G's to school, sending the younger G's to college. You know, let them come back and build something.
Okay, this interview was conceived with you in mind, and to offer an opportunity for you to speak to your fans and anybody else. Now, do you have any comments on setting the record straight, friends or foes?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it like the Spanish dude in here always tell me. I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends. You know what I mean? I got supporters, people on my side and people on the other side. I ain't gonna blow up nobody's name, but I will say that as far as that Vibe interview, and everybody was saying, you know, everybody that was involved knows what happened. And everything is there. If you got a brain, just read everything over and read my reply, read their reply, read what people say. Watch people. Because you can fake for a long time, but one day you're going to show yourself to be a phony.
That's for true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what these, you know, a lot of people are doing these days. Think back. Did you think about all the people that you seen me put on stage? Think about all the people that I put on, that I got into this game, that I showed how to do this. And think about what they saying now. That's not keeping it real. As far as foes and enemies and all that, I really don't care. My only fear of death is coming back reincarnated. You know, I don't have no negative feelings towards nobody. It's not like I'm gonna get out and go shoot somebody up. You know what I mean? I know who shot me. I don't care about telling the police none of that. I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm still here. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm untouchable. I can be killed as soon as I get out of here. You know what I mean? But I go cool. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I go, you know, screaming West Side and I'm all good. You know what I mean? But what I want people to know is that don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real, if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep the game. And listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it. You know what I mean? And really, you know, whatever. If somebody else blow up and I fade out, that's just how it's supposed to be. That's fate. And I don't got no problems with that. I don't got no problems with nobody in the whole industry. I wish everybody success. It's enough loot for us all to make money. But I will say, I already took 5 bullets. And if I can help it, I don't plan on taking no more. You know what I mean? And I would tell each and every person out there, don't forget about that clicking up thing, you know what I mean? Be to yourself, stay to yourself, trust nobody. Trust nobody.
After dark.
You know what I mean? Straight up. My closest friends did me in. My closest friends, my homies, people who I done took care of their whole family. I done took care of everything for them, looked out for them, put them in the game, everything turned on me. Fear is stronger than love. Remember that. Fear is stronger than love. All the love I gave didn't mean nothing when it came to fear. So it's all good. But I'm a soldier. I always survive. I'll constantly come back. You know what I mean? Only thing that can kill me is death. That's the only thing that'll ever stop me is death. And even then, my music will live forever.
On October the 5th at Madison Square Garden, they're hosting a major benefit concert for AIDS, which will consist of all the major rappers in the music industry. I understand that it's for a good cause, and they hope to raise a lot of money from that. Is there anything that you want to say to the public about the concert and wishing them well, or a message to the youth about AIDS?
That's a big one. All I can say is people are resilient. We're very strong. There have been so many diseases and plagues that have come throughout history to try to stop us from continuing. We can beat this, but we have to be smart. We have to be responsible. I mean, I don't know what the future can hold. It's not just about putting a condom on. We need to put a condom on every time. But, you know, it can happen anyway. So really, I wish them the most success in their program. I've heard they was attaching me to the project, which is no problem. You know, I wish them success with it. It shouldn't have took us so long to come forward, so I'm glad that somebody did. Us meaning the rap community, so I'm glad that somebody did. I heard Jodeci's doing a lot of good things with that. I'm proud of them. You know, they can really make a difference. And everybody involved, I hope we make a difference. Far as me, again, you know, AIDS is a killer. I hope we put on condoms. I hope we stop it. But some of us might not even make it to live to get killed by AIDS. That's straight up.
True. In conclusion, if we're fortunate in being granted permission to host a benefit concert here at the prison against youth violence with you and your friends in the entertainment industry, would you and your record company support this effort?
I don't know, I can't speak for my record company. I'm sure they would, especially if they can make a buck out of it. But not that they're greedy, but you know, it's
business.
You know what I mean? I'm sure we could do a video or something out of it. I would love to, you know, this prison gave me so much knowledge and put me on such a right track that I would like to do a whole tour of prisons and youth centers and bring, you know, these rappers there, the hardcore rappers that they say don't give a hell about the community. And if we could come to them and do the concerts and speak one-on-one, I think that'd be cool. Because I met a lot of OGs in jail who've given me a lot of game, given me a lot of knowledge to move to the next level. I like to do the same thing. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. So hopefully, you know, that'll be popping.
All right. Well, this concludes an exclusive prison interview with rap artist Tupac Shakur.
Can I say one thing before you end? A lot of people been giving me mad flack about this Thug Life thing. I just wanted to clear something up, you know. Thug Life, I've been getting the blame for everything that Thug Life ever did. Everything that anybody can say Thug Life, and then it always comes back to me. I done had policemen get killed, and I get blamed for it, and you know, all type of violence, and I get blamed for it. And I want to say that, you know, I didn't create Thug Life. I diagnosed it, you know. Just like if a doctor says, this is the AIDS virus, he didn't make AIDS, he diagnosed it. You know what I mean? He won't be held responsible for every AIDS case. You know, if anything, he's bringing you information on maybe finding a cure. I felt as though that's the same thing I did for Thug Life. And in Vibe magazine, when I said Thug Life is dead, that does not mean that Thug Life is dead in the world. That just means that I have graduated to the next level, to be a player. Not a player of females, but a player of life. This game of life is a game, and you have to play it to the fullest. And I graduated, you know, I'm in college now, the college of life, you know? And I want my brothers to graduate too. I could easily just look down on you and go, the motherfucker's stupid. You know what I mean? I know something now they don't know, but that ain't me. That ain't never been me. When Thug Life was not out there and I was pumping it to you, I wanted you to know what it was like. And now I want you to know what the next level was like. So I had people telling me, you softened up, ain't nothing soft about me, ain't nothing changed. If anything, I feel like the other dudes is soft, because they out there fronting. They watching little kids get killed and they still talking it. You know what I mean? And it's cool to talk about it, to recognize it, but I mean, how many times can we say the same thing? You know what I mean? I know it's a way for us to get out the hood, but what are we running to? You know what I mean? Once we get out the hood, shit, they don't want us over there. You know what I mean? And also for the people out there, we need to start supporting not every black person that go to jail or get into trouble, but the ones that you know didn't do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like people know I didn't do this. They saying right now, they still say Tupac Shakur, rape charge. I'm not convicted of no rape charge. I want to make that real clear. My charge was sexual abuse, forcibly touching the buttocks. That's what they charge. When I'm innocent of that, but that's what I'm in jail for. You understand? And we just got to be smarter and sharper, or they're going to start taking away each and every person that steps forward to do anything positive for the community. So that's why you be wondering why everybody want to live a negative lifestyle. It's safer. And the community don't support us when we do step out and take bullets for y'all.
So can we look forward to some very positive things from Tupac Shakur in the future?
Oh, no doubt. You can look forward to me doing movies, writing movies, starring in movies. Soon I want to direct them. You can look forward to me doing records, bringing on a whole bunch of groups. I already got a few now. I just signed to Death Row Records. I got Fatal and Felony. I got Dramacidal. Thug Life is coming back. My albums, I should be doing a couple more. the movies.
And what about the community?
I got a community project that's in the works right now. I just met with Al Sharpton, Malika Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter, a whole bunch of teachers and educators and community workers, and we're just gonna start slowly but surely taking our communities back. So it's not like I'm just jaw-jacking or doing lip service. I don't care if don't nobody never support me no more. I'm doing this for self, you know what I mean? But I'm saying is that measure a man by his actions fully, from the beginning to the end. Don't take a piece out of my life or a song out of my music and say this is what I'm about, because you know better than that. And if you take me out the game, you're not gonna wanna see the next one. Trust me. Take me out the game, you're not gonna wanna see this next dude, because he ain't gonna have no compassion.
Okay. Well,
And don't come to jail. This is a maximum facility penitentiary. Do not come to jail. Do everything you can to make it around the system, over the system, or in the system. But don't come to jail. It's not the spot. It's little 17-year-old kids up in here, you know what I mean? With 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds. And I'm surrounded by, I mean, you know what my crime is. I'm here 1.5 and 4.5. I'm surrounded by dudes doing life at 60 years that's as young as me or younger. You know what I mean? That made a mistake when they was young kids and they stuck forever. You know what I mean? And we can do something about it.
Is this your message to the youth of America, or is this about not coming to jail? I mean, of course, that can be for anybody.
That's just plain out period. Don't come to jail. I'm a messenger, you know. I come and I tell you what's going on. If I went to a club, I tell you the club is popping or the club is sorry. I came to jail, I'm telling you straight up, this ain't the spot. It's dirty, it's filthy, it's like you an animal. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's just not the spot. No man don't want to be here. No man or woman wants to be here. So if there's a way that you can get out of the game before it's too late, get out the game before it's too late. If you're gonna be in the game and you committing yourself fully, then, you know, do what you can to give back to the community that you raping.
Well, my brother, I hope that this interview will enlighten a lot of your, well, particularly the youth.
They ain't gonna be enlightened.
Why not?
They ain't gonna listen.
They have to listen to somebody.
I didn't listen. I didn't listen till I came here. Mad people was telling me, watch out, look out, signs up ahead. I was like, yeah, I got this, I got this. You know what I mean? I hope they listen. But
Don't
listen.
underestimate the youth of America.
Oh no, I got mad props in them. I was one of them, but I'm just telling you what's real. You know what I mean? A hard head make a soft behind. It took 5 bullets for me to stop and see what was really going on.
Well, we're going to play this.
And we need to.
We're going to play this interview, and we're going to see if they pick up on it.
We're going to see. I hope they do.
Okay.
And I hope they look out for the next projects, the community projects, the albums, the movies. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that, you know, I'm giving it my best shot to do right by the community. Y'all do right by me. Support me, I'll support you. If I feel like I ain't got no support, then, you know, ain't no need in me being out here putting myself on Front Street. If I feel like I'm getting supported, I go all the way. Just like I went all the way for Thug Life, I go all the way for the community. But as soon as y'all turn y'all back on me, I'll turn my back on y'all, and we won't have nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? I'll go ahead and do something crazy and cut my nose up and, you know, bug out. But y'all support me, I'll support y'all. Nah, you know I ain't gonna go out like that. I'm just saying. But I also want to thank everybody for doing Temptation, the video for me. All the people that supported me, Tony Danza, that wrote me, and all the people that wrote me. You know, the mothers, the kids, everybody that wrote me. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't write everybody back, but I do feel it, and you'll get my answer in the albums.
Okay. Thank you for granting us the interview, Tupac.
Thanks for coming, man. You got me out of my cell. We on lockdown right now. Some kid just got murdered. We can't even move. No food, no yard, no programs. We stuck in our cells, so it was good I could get out for a hot second. And especially, you know, find out I can get this Bizel ready to hop out, you know. And look for Death Row in the future. We finna come out pretty tight.
Sign with me?
No question. Sign with Death Row.
All right.